Guys, it's me. It's Chris. Welcome back to my parlour. Well, success. Success. You'll see that comment on my community page. So, I'm feeling good. So let's find out a bit more about what might be happening for us if we're feeling a bit unsuccessful, or if you felt as though something hasn't gone quite right for you. And you can see the ending in sight, but you just don't know what to do. Let's find out perhaps how we can move forward from this. If we can't succeed, we need to let go, or just can't see what the next step is. Let's find out perhaps what might be happening and how we can make that next move in whatever direction and with however resources are available to us, or what we need to find. Let's find out, shall we? Let's pour a cup of tea. Get the cards warmed up and find out what's happening, what our next step could be, and the possibilities with that. In that regard, I'm going to put on my little bunny today. I just feel like a little bunny. See that little bunny there? Let's see what might be possible, guys. Divided into three. Reshuffle each deck, each cut separately. There's so many ways to cut a deck, so many ways to shuffle a deck. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever you feel inclined or feel the urge to do. So if anyone tells you you're shuffling wrong, or that you're cutting your deck wrong, or you're just not doing anything right, it's personal preference. And tarot is very subjective in some ways. We try to be as objective as we can, reading for other people. Not so much for ourselves. It's hard to read for ourselves, and subjectiveness comes quite strongly in that concept of reading for ourselves, but we try to be as objective as we can for others. But overall, tarot reading is quite subjective in many respects, and you can't let go of it all. You can't clear your mind of every single detail, and sometimes our own thoughts creep into the cards. So just be aware of that. That subjectivity of tarot, and think about perhaps what you see and what you hear when it comes to tarot. Just bearing that in mind. There's no right or wrong way to cut a deck or shuffle a deck or lay out the cards. Okay, I'm going to take the top card of each pile. It's going to be my little rabbit over here, so I'll have this room here to show you those three piles. Okay, so I'm going to read the top card of each and the bottom card of each. So what is possible, and perhaps a message for each part of this process. So the first card is the Emperor. Strong, dependable energy comes through with the Emperor. The Emperor is honest, he's fair, it's a masculine energy, but it's not necessarily male energy. I'm talking about masculine energy as in strength and in purpose of deeds and the purpose of ideas and moving forward with them as much strength and determination as possible. And that's what the male is depicted as in history and as in fiction and blah blah blah. But in my point of view, this is about strength and having the confidence and the authority to move forward with that, giving yourself permission. Sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to show our strength, because in society that's the way that life happens, but we need to show ourselves as positive, and no matter who we are, male or female or gender specific, whatever your gender you identify with, we give ourselves that strength. And I think that's what's coming through here at the moment. So whatever you're facing, face it with strength, face it with confidence, and things will happen properly for you in the manner that it's necessary. On the bottom of that card, of this deck, we have the Devil. Oh, that Devil. In this case, I'm sensing this Devil is asking us to, or tempting us to forego our strength, tempting us to give up, tempting us to say, hey, look, I'm going to throw in the towel, I can't do this. And that temptation is so strong sometimes when we face adversity, when we face things that we just know is something that we cannot abide by or cannot see happening, or we want it to happen and we see ourselves in a possible future with this situation, but we question ourselves, we question what is right, what is wrong, we question ourselves and we question our strength. So when the temptation comes through to question your strength, to question your conviction to this one, let the Devil go. Let those thoughts pass through your consciousness and do not pass go. I know it's hard sometimes to sit in our strength and hope for an outcome that we are satisfied with, but keep going with it, guys. So when the little niggling comes through here and makes you question, try and let it go as much as possible so you can move on and do what it is that you need to do. So we're going to hide that Devil. It's always going to be there. I'm sure, sometimes we think, oh, but let's try it and see what happens. So I'm going to give you some possibilities with that one and see what might be happening. What are the possibilities surrounding our strength and our need and our visions? Let's have a look and see what might be possible for that. Cut it into 3 again. Reshuffle each one. Take the top and the bottom of each pile. Just shuffling can also clear a deck. You don't always have to tap it. You don't always have to... oh, this one turned over. Idle gossip, guys. Don't listen to idle gossip. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever comes through into your conscious thoughts, take what is true for you and leave the rest. So idle chatter is on the forefront here, but always take what you know to be true, and then leave the rest behind. So the first card of this pile, time. Oh, the old cliche. Time heals all wounds. Time, things will happen in its own time, yada yada. You know, everything that comes down to it, it always comes down to time. And whether or not you think you have enough time or you've missed out, and it's, so much comes down to time. I'm not sure how that's going to relate to you all individually. But for me, it's telling me that things will happen in its own time. Things will always happen when the time is right. And I can't let go of that. I can't say it's a cliche, because it is a cliche, but you can't say it's not true. You know what I mean? So things are happening in its own time, and things will eventually happen with the right timing. But don't ever give up. God, the old temptation comes through. Can't get rid of that old temptation, can we? But this one is a sweet temptation. This is a sweetness about it. This is something that defies logic in some respects, because we got the temptation to let go of or do something that we don't really want to do, and then we get the temptation of finding something that perhaps we do want to do or do like to do. So take that as a personal message there for whoever that might relate to. So what else might be coming through? We're talking about idle chatter, guys. We're talking about idle chatter. But this time the truth will be told. With all that idle chatter, in all of that gossip, and always gossip starts with a grain of truth. That grain of truth will be revealed to you. That grain of truth will be revealed to you. And the bottom card, fate steps in. Fate steps in. The wheel of destiny. Yes. This turns up sometimes too. And it comes down with time. It comes down with what is destined for us in our lifetime, and things will happen in its own natural time. But sometimes too, life surprises us and gives us a heads up. It gives us an idea, and we can run with it, or we can let it go. It's up to you in this time too. And this card comes up. It's up to you what you do next with what you have and what you want in your life. So destiny takes a stand in this one. The next deck, the top card, is memories are stirred. This is taking you back to the past. It's taking you back into reminiscing about what it was, what you left, who you left behind, or perhaps even reminiscing into the future. Are you taking the past into your future with you, or are you just holding on to it in this present moment so you can let go of it? It's again dependent on what it is that you find in this one. And the last bottom card of the deck is new beginnings. New beginnings. A fresh start. So that was the first lot of cards. Let's see what the second lot of cards reveal for us. The top card, the Ten of Pentacles. Success, happiness, guidance, feeling as though, yeah, you finally hit the spot, you finally hit the situation that appeals to you, and it feels comfortable, and you feel where you belong, and all your hard work has been worth it to this point. And there's the possibility of a better and more contented future. You're still living in the present moment, because this is all that we've ever guaranteed. But you can plan for the future, can't you? And hope that your next step leads you into that path of better and more successful future. And that's what you're feeling at the moment. This is what we're feeling at the moment. We've had the success. It's been a hard slog, but we've come to the point now when we feel as though, yeah, the effort has been worth it. And the bottom card is the King of Swords, and he gives us the message that There are so many more brilliant ideas out there. He's on the top of the mountain. He can see far and wide, and he can see a better future for himself. He's sitting in the present moment, as we should all sit in the present moment. But he's saying, hey, look, I've got some really, really good ideas. I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. I'm pretty good at the moment, but there's just so much more potential out there. Let's enjoy the moment as we have it and think, yeah, I don't want to just sit in the moment. I do want a better future, and I do want these ideas to manifest. So maybe it's time to start a vision board. It's time to put those ideas onto paper. It's time to plan what it is, what your next step is, to make those goals. There's nothing wrong with making goals so long as they're realistic and you can take them step by step. And that's what the King of Swords is urging you to do, to think about what it is that you want to do next. Where are you headed? What are you planning? Where do you want to be in 5, 10 years from now, or even just 6 months from now, or just into next week? Again, we're thinking realistically here. But let's have a look and think about what the possibilities are. And those cards just really jumped out of my hands. I'm going to again shuffle the possibilities deck. What's happening with this one? Let's move them out of the way so I can move these over so you can see them a bit better. Okay, Bunny, you can sit there. Okay. Success feels good, doesn't it? Even though you know there's more to do, but you're satisfied with the achievement that you've made, you're satisfied with the input that you've made, and you've made a difference, and you can feel satisfied with that. But there's just so much more potential for yourself too coming through here with the King of Swords, because the King of Sword energy is all about strategy, and it's all about thinking, and it's all about those brilliant ideas. Being fair and open and honest too about what you want. The King of Swords is always concise and doesn't question the thoughts that come to him. He understands them. He works out what is real and what isn't real, and what is viable and what isn't viable, and he makes his plans from that. So putting his ideas onto the drawing board, brainstorming, and the best ideas come through brainstorming, because we open up to the possibility of anything coming through, and then working out what's possible and what's not. Does that make sense for you today, guys? I'm going to cut this into 3 again. Shuffle each deck, take the top and the bottom. Top. A visitor. And he's tipping his hat. The door's partly open, so this is a very welcomed visitor. He could be a physical person, or allowing yourself the possibility of inviting in ideas, inviting in possibilities. So a physical person or inviting in possibilities. It's entirely up to you and your circumstances at the moment, but this is inviting something in or someone into your life for however long that process is for you, because we often meet people that we have a connection with, and we've met them, we let them go, and that's okay. Or we meet them and they're in our life for quite some time. It depends on what and how you interact and why you are together for however long that might be. So inviting something or someone into your life. And on the bottom, could be a romantic. This is an intimate relationship. Who that might be or how they are to be in your life is entirely again up to you. But this person, whoever you're inviting in, is going to be part of the next stage of your path, of your development, of your ideas of what constitutes a better future for yourself. So that's interesting, isn't it? Let's have a look at the other decks. Shuffle again, and then we'll choose the bottom or the... I've got flying ants around the house. It's the season for flying ants, the warmth, drawing them out. The top. Ooh. Secrets. Secrets. Hiding behind a facade. Not showing or expressing your true self, or someone else is not showing or expressing their true selves. So some delving here, guys, into the truth of a matter. So the King of Swords is about bringing in those ideas and bringing in all this energy, but for you then to decipher what is true and what's not, what's viable and what's not, what is encouraging you and what is letting you down, or who in respect sometimes too. So this is about revealing the truth behind what you see. Not everything is as it is. Not all is as it seems. All that glitters is not gold. That sort of thing comes through here with that card. And the bottom of this deck. Take yourself just on a soulful journey. You don't have to physically go on a holiday. You don't have to physically go somewhere. That would be nice. But this is about just taking yourself out of the rat race for a bit, even if it's just your imagination. Watch a video of something that really appeals to you. Where would you like to go for a holiday, for example? Maybe you can find a video of that particular vacation area and just imagine yourself in it. This is taking yourself on a visual and thoughtful, and just allowing yourself some time and space to be by yourself, or to think by yourself, because thinking takes a lot of hard work, guys. It's not just something that you can just do and just think, okay, I've done that. So it's time for you to take a well-earned rest, even if it's just a mental vacation. Does that make sense? The last deck. Let's shuffle. Okay, the first. There's something to be aware of. The rain comes and cleanses, but sometimes it causes chaos. But this one is just about a cleansing coming through here. Be prepared for a little bit of rain. Be prepared with your umbrella. And I think because of this figure is in shadow, this is about your thoughts and your ideas. We have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is about thoughts and the thought processes. And I think it's time for a clearing of those thoughts. So when you're on your holiday, don't forget to take some time out, because there's some ideas that really need to be cleansed. Let's put it that way. So some ideas, your thought process need to be cleansed. So let's have a look on the bottom of that card. Oh my goodness, time again. It all depends on another. It all depends on another. So when we want something in our lives, and we are asking for something in our lives, or we want something in our lives, or what have you, and it's not happening, We sometimes forget that perhaps another person is involved, other people are involved. You send a package in the post, right? It just doesn't go from your letterbox to the destination. There's a process, isn't there? There's a whole lot of people interacting with your package until it gets to its destination. So this is the same here. There's something happening in your life, but there's something else involved. There are other people involved. There's a process that needs to be gone through before you receive what it is that you want. So just remembering that in the weeks to come. Okay. Okay, the last pile. There we are, rabbit. You can sit over there. Let's have a look and see what else is coming through. This is a reading for everyone. This is not for anyone specific. It's not a pick a card, but you can use it as a pick a card if you want to. I'm not adding timestamps because it's meant to be a follow through from one to another, but you could use it as a pick a card if you want to. The choice is yours. It's always your choice. People say you have to pick a card and that's what it is. You pick one and that's it. You've got to do that. That's the rules of tarot. If you want to pick a card, you choose one and the other. I don't see it that way. I see it as picking one, taking what you need from that one, and if it doesn't answer everything, you can go to the next one. There's nothing wrong with that. So long as you're asking only one question per reading. One question, guys. But if it's not answered within that concept of that pick a card, then let it go for a while before you ask again, because the universe will give you an answer and then you dwell on that answer. You think about that answer. You take it and pull it apart and just take what it is that you need and give yourself a little bit of time to think about it and to understand that message. And if you don't receive the answer you need, or it's not a satisfactory answer, or you take the next step and you do something about the situation but it's not resolved in 3 months or 2 weeks or a day or whatever long you've given yourself, then you go back and ask that again, rephrasing your question in somewhat more specific idea of what the universe can then give you the answer to. Does that make sense? So you're not restricted to just one pile. So that's my opinion, and that's the way that I like to see it. Ooh. This one flipped over by itself, so it's telling me that things are in the right order. Things are progressing quite nicely, and to make a wish. This card is indicating make a wish. Be careful what you wish for. That's what they say. I read somewhere you ask for a car. So you wish for a car and you end up with an old lemon. Yes, sometimes you ask for something and you get a lemon. What are you going to do with that lemon? Or weren't you specific enough about what it is that you wanted exactly? Or sometimes the universe gives you what you need. So maybe you need to learn something from this lemon that you received. How to word your wishes more carefully, perhaps. But I think there's more of a deeper meaning to that. And I think you get what you need to do because you need to learn something. You need to experience something before the eventual wish is fulfilled to your satisfaction. Does that make sense? There's always a process, and the universe likes processes, and that's why you need to wait for sometimes, or other people are involved and you need to wait for them to catch up. But this card's indicating make a wish. So just be aware of what you want to wish for and move forward with that. Another one just turned up all by itself. The Queen of Cups. These are emotions that are creeping up on her, and she's holding her hands up saying, enough. I've got enough emotion to deal with right now. Putting a hold on the emotions that come into her. But she understands that sometimes emotions are overwhelming, and sometimes you need to say, hey, look, and take a stand. Back to the Strength card again, I think, of the Strength energy, not the Strength card, but the Strength energy, and say, hey, look, I've got enough emotion to deal with. Let me deal with this one first. Let me deal with what I have on my plate first, and then I can deal with whatever else is happening. So that's what's coming through here. So if you've got too much on your plate at the moment, deal with what you've already got. Please don't let yourself be overwhelmed by the emotions that are there around you at the moment, or anybody else's emotions, because sometimes the Queen of Cups can also take on board other people's thoughts and emotions and just sort of claim them as her own. And I'm thinking, why would anyone want to claim someone else's emotions? But that's not for me to judge. It's not for anyone to judge what emotions you take on board, but how you deal with them can be a bit of Russian roulette sometimes too. So allow yourself to understand what belongs to you, what is a priority for you at this moment, and deal with that first, and then let the rest either take care of itself, be returned to sender, or to be dealt with at another time. Okay, the first card. That one wants to come out too, because it jumped up at me on the Page of Pentacles. Very strong, very positive energy here. There's so much to learn, and the Page of Pentacles is ready, willing and able to take that learning process and run with it. But you've also got the Five of Wands. So again, I think it's coming down to the Queen of Cups here. Someone's not playing by the rules. Everyone wants the same thing and the same objective, but everyone's got their own agenda. Some will succeed, some won't. But I think this card is asking and to help you contemplate what it is, what's your agenda, and if there are other people involved, what is their agenda? Can you come to some sort of agreement so you can move forward? There's so much to learn from this situation, from the people involved in this situation, even if it's just yourself, and these are just your thoughts clamoring for the same objective. The woulda, coulda, shouldas, or what do I do next, or how am I going to fit in with this, blah, 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 blah. It could be your thoughts clamoring for your attention. So the Page of Pentacles comes through with thinking, there's something to learn here, there's a message here, what is it, and how do I get everyone on the same page, is coming through here. And the bottom, the Seven of Wands, standing your ground. This is strength coming through here. The idea that, okay, chill, just allow things to happen in their own course. Stand firm in your objections. Stand firm in your objective. Don't worry so much about what other people are clamoring for your attention or anything else. What is it that you need to do? Stand firm in your assessments. Stand firm in the idea that you're doing the right thing for the right reasons and the right timing, and for all the other things that are happening here. And you've got everyone else's ideas in mind. Okay, you've acknowledged other people, but your objective hasn't changed. What you need from this hasn't changed. So stand firm in what you've decided. That's what's coming through here at the moment. Let's find out what else, the possibilities surrounding the situation. Cards never lie. That's what they say. No, I don't think they ever lie. Sometimes we think, oh, that doesn't make sense, not for my situation at the moment. And then we think, but maybe I can't see when this might be happening in my life, but I can see the lead up to it. I can see that perhaps, yeah, this might become an issue for me a bit further down the track. I can see the beginnings of it already. So don't throw the reader under the bus because they've said something that doesn't make sense to you at this particular moment. allow the universe to reveal itself bit by bit, and see the truth in it, or see the might think about that one. So don't throw the reader under the bus. If you trust them, there are some shonks out there. Of course there are. There are always some people who don't play by the rules or don't understand the rules. The objective's the same, but their motive may be very different. Their motive may not be sincere, and you need to be able to stand your ground on that one, understand where they're coming from too emotionally, and especially that emotionally charges the situation that you're following. But there's something to be learned by this one. So trust your instincts on this one. Stand your ground on a lot of things, because you know that it's the correct thing to do. But understand that other people have a different viewpoint, perhaps, or have a different understanding of the same situation. You're in the same situation, the same boat, but one person wants to row and the other person wants to give instructions. Where do you fit in on that boat? Are you the rower, or are you the instructor? Or the person who just sits there and just lets everybody else do what they need to do, and you just go along for the ride? That's another thought that's coming to me at the moment. Make your point, stick with it. I think that's what's coming through here. Make your point and stick with it. Understand it for what it is, and once you made your decision, there's no going back. You're in that boat now. Okay. The top and the bottom. The top, placing your bets, hedging your bets. Life is a game of chance. Make some calculated risks here. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose in anything. Decisions, money, investment, time, energy, whatever. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose. That's what's coming here. So make a calculated risk, but one that you know you can afford the consequences of. Does that make sense to you today? That's all I need. That's all I'm getting from that one. Because there's a time to release something. It's time to let go of something. Release it and let the universe deal with it if you need to. If you can't make a decision, then let it go. Sometimes we come to situations like that and we just don't know what to do. Sometimes it's just time to let it go and see what happens. You've made you made your status clear. You've made your intent clear. Sometimes other people don't come through with this, and you've made that calculated risk, but it hasn't paid off. So then let it go. You can still stand on your principle. It doesn't lessen that. But sometimes a decision can't be made fully clear about a situation, no matter how hard you try. You've done what you can. That's all that matters. Your tribe, my tribe. You're all together. We're all doing what we need to do. We're all a tribe. So whoever comes through my videos, you're part of my tribe. Thank you so much. We are all in this together. I think that's what's so perfect, isn't it? And don't give up. This is so important. Don't ever give up. So if you're looking for a sign, this is it. Let me read it to you. Even the tiniest ray of hope is a very powerful thing. Don't give up. Often it's when you least expect it that your miracle arrives. So true. So true. So the next, don't forget to make your wish. Yeah. Sometimes we need to take a break. Sometimes we've got all of that information, it's information overload, and we think, I just don't know where to put all this anymore. I've just come to the point where I just know everything that I need to know. Perhaps there's more to know, but I'm just too crammed with this information. It's information overload. It's time to take a rest. It's time to take a break. Time to relax a little bit. Yep, the information's still there. Everything's still there. But it's time to take a step back from it. Never give up on it. It's time to take a step back from it. And the last card. Oh my goodness. Time the clock again. This is really important, isn't it? Timing is the root of everything. Time. But something is being locked in. So the universe has taken notice. It's locked the situation in. It will deal with it, and you can deal with it, and the situation has been noted. I'm not too sure how to explain this, but it's been locked in for evaluation. Does that make sense? It's been locked into your destiny. It's been locked into someone else's destiny. It's been locked into the world's destiny. It's been locked into everyone's destiny who share this situation with you. This will be dealt with in its own time. Does that make sense to you today, guys? I hope so. Oh, it's fallen over. So something is definitely on the horizon for everyone. So what do you think? Does that make sense? I hope so. So thank you for everyone who's been so supportive of me. It's finally been resolved, and I've done my part, and I'm so happy. Oh my God, you don't know how relieved I am. But make your wish, guys. Make your wish. I think this card is just opening yourself up to the possibilities of what is out there for you and what belongs to you. Okay, so make your wish. I think I'll leave that one there for everyone. So thank you very much, guys. And until next time, so many blessings.